This is Nia Perry, founder and CEO of Gradient Global Collective, and you're listening to the Gradient Global Collective podcast. Hey, good people. I can't thank you enough for tuning in. If this is your first time listening to the Gradient Global Collective podcast, I truly appreciate you for spending time with us. And of course, welcome back if you listened in before. I, of course, appreciate you as well. We have the pleasure of welcoming in our next guest, for whom has been the furthest time zone I've had the pleasure of speaking with to date at a full 8 hours ahead. Maedot Assefa is founder and general manager of Store251.com. Store251 is the first online store based in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. That's amazing. Founded in 2014, Store251.com is a one-stop shop for creative and original products made in Africa. Their inspiration came from great Ethiopian designers and creative small businesses who wanted to introduce their work to the world. Store251.com creates the means for authentic design lovers globally to access these amazing products with a click from their homes, office, or on the go. We like to shop on the go. The backbone of their business is the dedicated suppliers that always design and showcase beautiful products for the love of their culture, arts, and rich traditions. Their goal is to make Ethiopian designed and made products available to customers anywhere in the world. As founder, Maedot has an experienced digital marketing and sales manager, is an experienced digital marketer and sales manager with a professional background in travel and tourism. Her passion for highlighting the talent and skill of Ethiopian craftspeople is evident, as is her desire to enhance her community. So, with that, welcome to the Gradient Global Collective podcast, Maedot.
Thank you, Nia. It's a pleasure.
Oh my goodness, the pleasure is ours. So, Maedot, I think one of the most interesting things that I learned about you was that you discovered that there were no other e-commerce businesses operating in Ethiopia. But at least where you are in Addis Ababa, right? How did you discover that, and what marketplace need do you desire to fill? Were you desiring to fill with Store251.com?
Well, it was not in the beginning. It was not a mission to find this an online store, but it was surprising to me that whenever I'm talking to people that about ordering a product. In Addis Ababa or in Ethiopia, the website that I keep running into didn't have a whole 360 a process of buying or ordering stuff online. So I was quite surprised, but it all came back to one, the awareness and different government policies, as well as the need. People didn't have the need to shop online in Ethiopia or in Addis Ababa. But that's completely different when you think about it globally. There are a lot of Ethiopians out there, and there are a lot of fashion conscious people who are buying a lot of things online. And we're not doing that from Ethiopia, so our products are not available, like contemporary products are not available online, because we think that it's not needed globally as well, because we're not doing it here at home. So, and the further I explore like what's going on, why we're not doing it here, I found out that a lot of Ethiopian designers are also missing out from this opportunity. So slowly, the website turned into a platform for these designers to come and then show their products, and also as well as sell their products.
That's awesome. Well, somebody had to do it, huh? Good job. Thank you. That's awesome. It really is that you saw I mean, just like all business owners, you saw a need and you wanted to fill that. So congrats on you to that. So so tell me
Yes.
about what that business was. I know you had ventured at one point into a different venture regarding tourism in Ethiopia, because I know that that was important to you. What was the business, and then also what lessons did you learn from it not really getting the traction that you wanted, and then ultimately not succeeding?
Yes, well, in the beginning, we were into tour operations and event management,
Okay.
but my inclination was to the event management more than the tour operations because I had a lot of experience with event management and I had the passion for it.
Okay.
Um, well, I was doing it with different people, with partners,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't go quite as much as we wanted to further. But I took a very big lesson from that
Okay.
I needed to always work on the combination of partnership and the dynamics of it.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're into a business for different reasons, but we have to be in it for the right reason for it to succeed.
Mhm.
So it's not only knowledge, it's not only money that or financial things have to be fulfilled.
Yeah.
The dynamics of partnership and everyone's passion has to be in it, and that was a big lesson for me, and it was a big eye opener. So I think this time when I started my new venture, the Store 251, um, I think that was also a big input for me.
Hmm. That's really good. You
Yeah.
know, again, those are the things you kind of learn along the way. Why did you seek that partnership at that time as opposed to maybe venturing out on your own at that time?
So one of the things was if we didn't partner, then it would have been through operations company, or it would have been event management company. So uh,
I'm sorry, I
we
missed.
thought
What was that? What did you say? Not an event company, but prior to that.
through operations company. If it's going to be if we didn't combine those people or those partnerships, we would be only working on tour operations management, or would have been event management company. So the partnership was needed to be both companies at once and reaching out to different market segments for different purpose.
Okay, interesting.
So we didn't have to specialize in only one part of our strengths.
Okay.
But like I said, it didn't really was not a very good combination.
Yeah, I understand. Okay. Well, you
Mm.
learned those things along the way, so good for you.
Yeah, it
Um,
was a really good lesson.
yeah, it sounds like it. So you and I have this in common. Uh,
Hmm.
like me, you spent several years in hospitality via sales and
Yes,
marketing. And
yes.
in that role, you developed a team, you implemented effective sales strategies, and managed your properties' online
Yes.
marketing efforts, which I also did for my when I was in the industry. So
Hmm.
tell me, what were you passionate about that role? And in what ways do you believe your sort of corporate business experience prepares you for entrepreneurship?
Okay, well, I'm glad you asked that question because I think it was the biggest how do you say the most positive environment for me to grow,
Okay.
and it's also the biggest part of my reason to open the online business because um, I was in top management,
Okay.
but a lot of the senior management had helped me to grow within the years that I was working in the corporate office,
Hmm.
and it was only we didn't only work on marketing, or we didn't only work on getting more sales, but we worked on growing the team uh, around me. So that was my first experience having around 15 to 16 people in my department, and then
Yeah.
dealing with everybody to contribute to the department and also for the organization. And I think that's where I my biggest lesson came from my experience in hospitality and service, and it was 100% a positive experience, which um, it's very hard to say when you talk about when I talk about my previous experiences. You can't always say, oh, it was very positive. There were you can say, okay, there are advantages and disadvantages. But in
Sure.
this case, for me, it was the most positive environment where not only me, but the entire team was able to grow. So it gave me a lot of courage. It gave me a lot of resources,
Yeah.
and
It's good.
also to explore what I have inside. And I think I'm very thankful for that experience, and I'm still into the service and hospitality, field. I didn't completely live that part,
Okay.
but the website also is a service website. Like I have customers, my suppliers are my customers, and my buyers are also my customers. So
Mm.
uh, directly, I'm also giving service. I'm doing logistics and marketing with this website, and I really want to excel in that service. I'm claiming to offer. So my all that comes from my experience in hospitality
Sure.
and marketing, and I'm very glad I went through that
Yeah.
because it got me here. I believe that's what got me here,
That's
and I still have a great contact with my previous team and
good.
my previous managers.
Okay.
They're completely supportive
Okay.
to this day, and I think that means that's a lot. That's a big input for anyone, not only me. So
Sure.
I think every manager out there and every organization out there, I think me as well,
Hmm.
we have a responsibility if there's someone around us or in our departments, in our organizations that would like to, work on different projects, something new, or want to improve things. I think what we say, what we do, and how we help them affects everything.
Mm.
And yeah, but I think that's what I can say about my hospitality experience. It was great. It got me here.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, so, Maedot, because you are a trailblazer, when you were preparing to start Store 251, you had challenges as it relates to getting like market data, as well
Yes.
as fulfilling these seemingly unrelated requirements for operating a
Hmm.
business in Ethiopia,
Yeah.
especially for your type of business. What were some of those sort of unnecessary requirements? Because I think I read that you had to rent like actual physical space and it had really
Yes.
no relevance to your business. Like you had to rent space as part of starting your business there. So tell me about
Yeah.
that. And also, did you anticipate those costs ahead of time? Did you know that that was coming?
In theory, I know it was coming,
Yeah,
but when it came down to acquiring the space and then starting to pay rent every month, then it was completely,
it
it
got
was
real.
hard.
It got
It
real.
got really hard. But it is part of the challenge, I think. And I could, like you said, there was no data, there was no other company that I could knock to and ask, like, how are you doing this? So I said, okay, no, I have so many advantages, and this is my challenge, and it's going to change. It's not going to be for a long time because I know there are a lot of policies that the government is working on,
Okay.
and I felt like, okay, maybe it's the price that you have to pay to 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 be on that line and to have that privilege,
Wow.
because as you said, being first, it's really good, but also there are quite a lot of challenges. Not only about getting a space that I'm not using that much,
Hmm.
um, but even telling people what I'm doing and looking at a blank face is
Okay.
a challenge for me.
Yeah.
Like suppliers saying, okay, what is that? What is the point, and how am I going to benefit from that?
Hmm.
So that's also equally a challenge for me.
Yeah.
But it gets better. The past year has been very rewarding. Uh, so I think it's something that would pass.
Nice.
That's how I see
So you have an
it.
opportunity to really sort of
Yeah.
shape how that next my that might be coming down the road that wants to start something
Hmm.
similar. You're
Yeah.
really sort of paving that way for her or him to do it
Yeah, I would
aligned.
love to share my experience
That's awesome.
because there are a few questions, not all, but but through my experience, I've been able to answer a few questions. I have some people calling me and asking me, "How are you doing this, and how is it going?"
Wow.
And yeah, I have answers for that, for those questions. If I were maybe 2 years ago, if I called anyone about this, I don't think they would give me the answers that I'm giving people right now.
Wow.
So that is great for me. I see it
Are
as
you
an
able to
improvement.
then, do you, I know there may, so this doesn't sound like there's like a small business administration or something like that related to small businesses there?
There is, but not for e-commerce.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Not specifically for e-commerce. That
Okay.
whatever I'm asking, then it has to be answered in the regular way.
Okay.
The answers are going to be for regular businesses. So I have to take that and then adjust it a little bit to fit my own needs. And there are a lot of needs that I'm not able to fulfill because those regulations are not there in
Right.
place.
Wow.
But if we're hoping now, because a lot of my suppliers are really helping me a lot, we're hoping if our questions are strong and bold enough, then maybe these things will shape and be in place soon.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not only me, but a lot of other people who have interest in this would come on board and create an impact.
Wow, that's awesome.
Mhm.
So you, in that same kind of line of questioning, you operate a web-based business, obviously,
Yes,
but
yes.
ironically, internet connection is not as readily accessible in Ethiopia as it is in
Yeah.
Western nations. And from what I understand,
Yes.
from what you told me, they're sort of working on that process on the internet accessibility and its availability, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in the interim, how do you work around this difficult
Yeah.
operational challenge?
Okay, so there are two things. My the e-commerce website is hosted in in the United States.
Oh,
So if internet is down here, it still can function. The only thing is, I might not be able to access it. But so far that didn't happen.
okay.
I don't have we don't have a security issues for the website and the server because it's hosted, like I said, in USA, and it's very secure.
Hmm.
So that's very good for customers. They can place their order in 24 hours, 365 days a year. We don't have any issue here.
Okay.
For me to ask, whenever we have internet issues here, maybe I might not be able to see the updates 24 hours, but the internet issue is being improved tremendously the past 2 3 years.
Okay.
So I have access on my internet, I have access on my laptop and the desktop. So I use all the possibilities to update my website, to see the orders and things like that. So the only thing that we need to hope for is the speed, the internet speed,
Okay.
which has been the service provider has been improving really well.
Hmm.
And I'm hoping maybe in the next year, I think we'll see a very big jump, because now we have internet-based companies are flourishing in Ethiopia. We have ICT Village, which we didn't have in the past. So all those companies need the internet, just as much as me. And
Sure.
the government also is taking a lot of services online,
Right. Right.
civil services. So this is very positive for me. This all this news we're hearing about the internet service being improved is really good news for me. This is what I took as an opportunity, because maybe 3 years ago I would not recommend anyone to do it.
Right.
But the fast improvement that we're seeing now,
Hmm.
I say, okay, this is a great opportunity. It's
Right.
not perfect yet,
Sure.
but this is a good opportunity so from my side, as a user, then I have a few challenges with the speed and sometimes it's down. But like I said, I can work 24 hours from wherever I am, from my different devices,
Okay.
and really nice thing is my customers are international customers who have access to the website, which is not, which is not based here in Ethiopia, so
Sure.
they can use it whenever they want. So it's kind of um, how do you say, bittersweet or something
Yeah.
like that.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Sure.
it's so far I've been able to work around most of the issues that I have with connectivity, and it's improving, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. So,
Mm,
like all entrepreneurs, filing quality
mm,
freelancers, vendors, or employees is really a task in itself. Trust me, I
exactly.
fully understand that. And with that, you certainly acknowledged via one of your posts on LinkedIn that there
Yeah.
is exceptional talent in the creative
Mhm.
community in Ethiopia, but you note
Yes.
that there may just simply not be enough talent to choose from,
Hmm. Hmm.
which prohibits, of course, competitive pricing. So, you
Yes,
know,
exactly.
right, from what I understand. So, and this proves especially difficult because you would prefer to keep all of your operations there
And
in Ethiopia. What other
yes.
sacrifices would you say that you've made in wanting to keep the authenticity of your brand, Store 251?
Well, the there's a quite difference. Maybe I don't want to write too much on that post because I don't want to bore readers.
Mhm.
The thing is, the quite talented ones, the professional ones are, their prices are quite up high.
Okay.
Um, and it's not really easy for a new company to approach them and then get their services. But the quality of their work and everything is top notch and
Hmm.
really standard.
Hmm.
So to get that, you have to pay that price. And for a new company, just a startup, it's very hard to invest that much. And if you want to take the how do you say, the new talents that didn't have a lot of experience in the field, then you can't find that quality.
Hmm.
So in my case, I still have a lot of dilemma, and for example, for graphic design needs, then I needed at some point I needed to sit down and then teach myself a lot of designing techniques,
Hmm.
uh, until I can get that professional or standard level of service that I can afford.
Right.
So I'm sure it's not only for me. This is not online related, but I think all organizations are having that challenge, or especially the new companies. Then you
Hmm.
have to choose between very expensive service and or not very experienced service, and then pay very little price and then get not a very high quality.
Yes.
So that's something I think from the professional field they need to work on that.
Hmm.
They need to make their prices competitive,
Hmm.
and because we know the quality is out there,
Sure.
and it's better to get a lot of business and market through making it affordable and offering a lot of packages like we see
Hmm.
in different countries. You
Hmm.
find these services online, so you know what people are paying in different places.
Sure.
And I wish that kind of variety and option can be done here,
Yeah.
because there's the demand.
Okay.
We are here because we want to get the service,
Okay.
but not quite the option is not out there.
Wow.
So
Sounds
that is something I think any maybe any entrepreneur can do that
of
to make
course.
this affordable and available. Yeah.
Yes, yes, Ness, I totally agree. And, I think that's common for everyone. It may, I think it's a little bit
Mhm.
different here. Like you said, you may be able to find someone that can do it less expensive than someone who's more, professional or been doing it for quite a
Yeah.
while. But you do sort of suffer on the quality. And I 100% agree with that. I understand that all too well. So I also, so from what all the things that you're saying, as far as
Yeah.
the connectivity, the speed, internet speed increasing, it seems like
Yeah.
they're getting more of the government there is getting more of their arms around the type of
Yeah.
business that you're in,
Mm-hmm.
and then even in this professional sort of creative freelancer land space. Um,
Yeah.
it seems like there's a wide open entrepreneurial landscape there in
Yes.
Ethiopia, which sounds
Yeah.
really exciting. So, what are some
Yeah.
advantages to starting a venture in Ethiopia, and how do you see millennials really leading that charge?
Yeah, maybe I can say, maybe I can tell you from my kind of my side of business.
Yeah.
Um, the largest population in Ethiopia is the young population. That's amazing. If if you go into any regions of the country, then the young population is very large,
Okay.
and they're quite they're quite open for technology. They're quite open for new things.
Mm-hmm.
You see them trying new things around their communities or societies. So they're quite open for a lot of things to try.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest opportunity for any entrepreneur, and for they're ready for new trainings, other aside to the regular education and the standard curriculum. So I think that's advantage in so many ways.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, as long as you're ready to invest in people,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to be a whole lot, challenge, but still, it's not something you find everywhere.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest opportunity here in Ethiopia. And like I said before, most of our regions are rural than urban. So there's a lot of things that can be done. The infrastructure is there,
Okay.
so you can introduce a lot of new products, services
Yeah.
to these areas.
Wow. That's super
They're
exciting. It
quite.
really sounds
It
exciting,
is.
and to
It
be sort
is.
of on that upswing of new opportunities and technology and things that, just kind of transforming what people are sort of used to there. It's a great
Yeah.
time, sounds like.
It is. It is. It's almost a perfect time for people who have passion to start things or new things, or even existing things that are in different parts of the world.
Hmm.
You can you can bring them here, and then um, improve the lives of the society, improve the how things are done.
Hmm.
So and the like I said, the basic things are here already.
Okay.
So it's not going to be as a challenge like maybe 5-10 years back.
Right.
So I think that's the biggest advantage and opportunity when you think about investing in Ethiopia.
Okay. So when
Mm,
you announced your business to everyone on LinkedIn, we were connected on LinkedIn, by the way. I should have said
yeah.
that already. When you announced your
That's
business, you received a few comments regarding your brand name, Store 251.
yes,
One
I did.
question in particular was basically, why didn't you choose something? Is it Amharic?
Yes, Amharic is the national language
Amharic.
of
Okay, so why didn't you use Amharic words? The gentleman says, which are unique and meaningful. It would have given it a more Ethiopian vibe,
Yes,
right? It
yes.
has, if had it been an name. So tell us why, what Store 251, the brand name means to you.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I get that a lot. Now I started like feeling it's a normal question.
Okay.
Uh, but store 251 is the area code for Ethiopia. So when you want to dial or call Ethiopia from anywhere in the world, you start with 251.
Okay.
So that symbolizes we're using the telecommunication service, and if you think about internet, that's how we're all connected.
Sure.
So I want to symbolize that we're from Ethiopia. Our origin is from Ethiopia with the number, and I think numbers are a very universal language.
Hmm.
But if regarding the question about why didn't you use something a language from Ethiopia, I think if I pick only one language from Ethiopia, that's not going to be fair. We have more than 80 languages
Wow.
here
Really?
spoken in Ethiopia. So
Wow.
I would be that if I pick only one language, it wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be representing any, the biggest picture.
Yeah.
So I prefer using the number. And I put store in the beginning because I want people to remember it quite easily.
Sure.
But I think the number represents the country quite well.
Okay.
And numbers are really, for me, a universal language. And yeah.
Yeah. So does it frustrate you when you start hearing those things now?
No, no, no. And because I did quite I came up with few names, and then did a research with my family and friends,
Okay.
and I didn't get that in the beginning.
Okay.
They everyone got it. So when this question came when the name got out there, so it
Oh,
means a lot of people are exposed to the name, so it's quite normal. It's
right.
quite expected. I'm sure if I picked another name, I would have some
The same
another
thing. Exactly
comment.
right.
Yes.
Exactly right. So do you have any maybe a couple of words of wisdom to someone who may be looking to select a brand name for their own business or someone who may be rebranding their business? Do you have any sort of words of wisdom?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I gave this advice maybe a week back for a
Okay.
friend.
Okay.
I really don't like it because I also got it from another friend who opened his own business,
Mhm.
and I thought that was very, very smart and correct. Uh, for when we think of brand names or names for
Mhm.
our businesses, we are always emotionally attached to them. We try to be emotionally attached to them, or we want other people to be emotionally attached to them, and that's not right, for on my opinion. Because if you're emotionally attached to a name, then anything and everything that happens to that name is becomes personal,
Yeah.
and you stop seeing the big picture. You stop seeing why you opened that business or why you're doing that certain thing.
Wow.
So I really, really recommend not to get emotionally attached or personally attached to a name. Always see the big picture, because we might bring a name out there, and then you might get very positive feedback, and you might not get very positive feedback, but it's what we do what matters under that name.
Right.
If we do good,
Exactly.
if we change a lot of things, if we improve life, if we improve of ourselves, if we solve a problem, that it's not only the name that becomes very big, but it's the entire cause that people would like to copy.
Right.
Um, so make it a reasonable name.
Yeah.
Um, if possible, give it a meaning. If it doesn't have a meaning, fine, it's okay. A lot of people would try to give their business names a meaning. It's not necessary.
Mhm.
What we do should have a meaning more than
The
the
name
name or the
itself.
color of our brand,
Right.
or the way our offices are set up,
Sure.
or even like we can't focus on the physical and the things that we see or the things that we touch.
Mhm.
I think our focus should be on the things what we do. And if like Store 251 might be a good name to have for a business, and if I don't do good with that, then the name would,
It
you
doesn't
know,
even matter.
it would
Right.
lose the meaning. Then yeah, it would be a very bad name.
Right.
So just to give an example.
Mm.
But if I did well and then accomplish all the things that I wanted, and that's with that name, then would be completely different. So
Yeah.
it's what we do with the name.
I
So
agree.
don't get too much attachment with that,
Yeah.
not with the name, with the office, or with the anything that we create with that for that brand.
That's so
We
good. I
have
think
to
you
get
definitely will help
attached,
somebody with
or
that.
we have to, yeah, we have to be very emotional about what we do,
Right.
the vision, the mission, and the objective, rather than the brand name.
That's so good. I think you'll definitely help someone with that. Someone's listening like, but I want it to
Yeah.
be this way, but you have to be flexible in really all aspects of your business. You're absolutely right.
Yes.
That's 100% true.
Yes. Yes.
So cotton and
That's
leather
the
are really staple materials there in Ethiopian goods, for which
Mm-hmm.
your website offers a really lovely selection of products that come with leather and cotton. In
Mm-hmm.
what ways do you believe that Ethiopians can continue to innovate as it comes to technologies, excuse me, not technologies, but textiles specifically, or just
Yes.
in general with fashion and accessories?
Well, that's a great question. Well, when a lot of people think about Ethiopian products, the way we do for example, the cotton and the
Hmm.
textile, um, the tradition way goes way back. Even if you see the people that are doing the real job, the weaving job, they've taken that that skill from their parents, grandparents. It
Oh,
goes
wow.
so many generations back, and the
Okay.
society that's doing that is still here. It might be, we started weaving cotton when in the earlier civilizations, but
Mhm.
still we have the exact same thing now, and people still think that's the only thing we do. With my website, that's also the story I want to tell. The contemporary designers, they have taken this textile to another level. They're designing very how do you say, things that you can wear every day, not only for occasions or only for Ethiopian kind of tradition, but you can wear it any day.
Mhm.
Um, and they have helped the textile to evolve,
Mhm.
and that's because the young designers are into the fashion in different parts of the world,
Yeah.
the fashion here in Ethiopia, the fashion here what the young Ethiopians are wearing.
Mhm.
So it's quite accessible. It's quite wearable. It's not like the traditional dress we used to wear for only occasions. So
Okay.
I think that's also one of the reasons that gave me a reason to bring these products online. Um, it's they can a lot of their products can compete with the clothes that are out there. So I think it has evolved a lot,
Mhm.
and also these designers are working on it now as we speak. So I think that's something I would like the world to know. I'd like the online shoppers to know.
That's special. I mean, you still have the traditions of, how things have always been done as far as the actual technique, but like you said,
Hmm.
the designers are bringing a new point of view to it and
Yes.
kind of making it more modern and fresh. That sounds cool. And
Yes.
and
Yeah.
the scarves and the things that you have on your site are really gorgeous, truly.
Yeah. That they're all handmade, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. So, Maedot, you are well-rounded and experienced in digital marketing. I know we touched on it just a bit a short time ago, but you're experienced
Mm,
in digital marketing, business training and consulting, SEO, web design, and
mm-hmm.
etc. Because you've A, had to learn it, B, you've done it in
Yes.
corporate positions, and that's the
Mm-hmm.
best way to really learn. What are your
Yes.
favorite free, maybe online tools and resources, and how can they benefit all startups?
Okay. Well, that's one of my favorite topics to talk
Nice.
about. Uh,
Good.
I um I don't know, maybe for a lot of people who are in the developed countries, this is not it might not be how do you say, a brand new information, but for
Mhm.
people for a lot of young people in Africa,
Mhm.
I want them to know a lot of things are online, almost everything online, and a lot of the information is free.
Mhm.
And for example, I read a lot of articles on medium.com.
Okay.
Uh, that is a place where you get real life experience from different people. They talk about technology, they talk about life, they talk about family, they talk about every single how do you say, experience they are going through. So the day I found that how do you say, that website, I texted it to everyone, to
Okay.
all my friends,
Yeah.
and it's quite nice. It's really refreshing, and it's a free it's a free website.
Sure.
By the way, I also would like to recommend LinkedIn. It's a very professional website where you can get a lot of people, great people like you, to
Oh.
get connected, to share experience, and it's free. And I don't see a lot of people here using it.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't see a
um,
lot of people that I know using it, which is so crazy.
yeah,
It's
it's
such a
for work.
great resource, right?
Yes, perfect. It's a perfect, because you only talk about your profession, which is
Right.
refreshing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that other social websites are not they're not positive. I'm just saying, like, if you want to talk about work, this is a place.
Right.
If you want to share your experience about your work, your profession, this is a perfect place. So I think I also really want to recommend LinkedIn on for a free resource.
Mhm.
and building your profession, getting great feedback. A lot of people give great feedbacks how to improve your profile.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also something I recommend. And as a person who doesn't have a lot of graphics background, I got a lot of help from Canva.com. It's
Canva is my
also
favorite,
they have
favorite, favorite online tool.
payment options. You
Yeah.
get you get also free optional services. So you get a lot of graphics guideline, what to do, what not to do, examples, and I think that helped me a lot
Mm-hmm.
for someone who's out there to wondering where to start when it comes to graphics. They don't give you graphics how do you say it? Education, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, they show you how to do very simple designs in a
Right.
very easy way.
Now, Canva is my favorite, favorite
So,
design tool as
but
well.
these are only the few things that I came across. Yeah, but there are tons and tons of websites that only you can search. You should search, read. There are a lot of comments out there about these websites.
Mm-hmm.
Compare these websites. And for example, one of the things that I use for my e-commerce website is I test the speed once in a while because we put a lot of um, material in the website, and I want to see how the speed is doing and across different devices. So I use a free Google website speed tester. There are a lot of website speed testers out there, not only Google. So you can compare them across this testing websites and see how your website is doing.
What would you
Um,
look for? Do you just like maybe do a search for Google Speed Tester?
I can do that.
Okay.
I use recommendations. I read a lot of comments
Okay.
about the people that are using it.
Okay. That's a
Yeah.
great tip. Thanks for that. That was a really good one. And I think that's a really good point, especially for something like what you're doing, and even
Hmm.
sort of what I'm doing. We just are, when you're putting out the new content, or when you're putting
Hmm.
up new products, and it requires a lot of memory. It
Yes.
can slow down your site. So I think that's a great tip for people to sort of keep that in mind. So thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
All right, Maedot,
Yes,
now it's
you're welcome.
time for our rapid fire round of questioning. We want to get beyond the
Okay.
business of it all. We want to get beyond the business of it all and get to know a few fun but random facts about you. You all set? You ready? Okay, perfect.
Hmm.
Okay, so number one.
Yes. Okay, I
Nice.
hope so.
You'll be fine. Number one, you can eliminate
Okay.
only one thing
Mm.
from your daily schedule. What is that one thing and why?
Mm. I think that would be traveling
Okay.
within the city.
Okay. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, moving from one point to another point.
Mm-hmm.
It's most of the time if I'm stuck in traffic, then I do a lot of work then, but I get nervous, so I would like to eliminate that.
So are you driving while you're working?
No, I'm not driving.
Okay.
I'm normally
Okay. I was like, okay, find out. We
no, I don't.
multitask.
I,
That's too much. Okay. Okay,
no,
awesome.
I can't work when I'm driving. So
Yeah, I didn't think so. But you
no.
never know. The rules might be different there.
No, you get a lot of fines if you try to work and
Oh,
drive
I'm
around
sure.
here.
I'm
So.
sure. Okay, so which statement is more true?
Mhm.
Food is good for your soul, or music is good for your soul? Which one is more true?
Music is good for your soul.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, nice. Okay, number three. If next month you could be on the cover of any magazine or
Mm-hmm.
featured on any blog or online publication, which one would
Mm-hmm.
it be?
I think I would like to see myself on t the Times.
Oh, good one. Magazine? Yeah, I mean, that's
I
iconic.
yeah, I always like that. It was since I was very small. Only one face for a cover, then no, I would like to see myself there.
Nice. Good answer. Okay, tell me two of the best perks that you've ever had at a job.
Um, yeah, that's difficult.
Okay. What
I
about in the hotel
think
industry here? in certain hotels you work in or for certain hotel chains? Because you were in the corporate office, right?
Yeah,
So you weren't in the
yeah,
field?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So what we used to eat, because I worked in what they call like, in the field. So I was in one particular property with the
Yeah, yeah.
hotel, right? And so we would eat free lunch, and it was like good
Yes,
lunch,
yes. It's
right?
the same.
So free lunch, you think is that one of yours?
Uh, the perks, I think, okay, I think I thought of something. Well, I had my own car. That was the best thing.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, and I'm very grateful for that. And the other thing is the being able to go to really big places and you're able to talk to anyone.
Okay.
That's a big perk, I think, for
Okay.
you. It comes with the position, and then you get to meet really great people
Sure.
that you don't meet every day.
Right.
So I think that those were the two big perks that you don't find in your own business.
No, you sure don't
Yeah.
find a company car in your own business. Your car is the
Yes.
company car.
Yes.
That's a great perk for sure.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
here's the silliest of them all. I
Okay.
want you to say this phrase 3 times fast, okay?
Okay.
We surely shall see the sun shine soon. I'm going to say it one more time. We
Okay.
surely can see the sun shine soon. Go.
We surely can see the sunshine soon. We surely can see the sunshine soon. We surely can see the sunshine soon.
You're good. Wait a minute. That means I need
This
to
is like
start working on better questions because that
yes.
I
This.
like to see people trip up on those because I just think it's so fun. But you did it so well.
No, you gave me a lot of time, so maybe next time you should.
Okay.
But that was fun. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. No, thank you. Thank you. I was speaking to
Yeah.
a lady. She was like, "And what's the purpose of it?" I was like, "There is no purpose whatsoever.
Oh, I don't think so.
Not at all. Not even a little bit."
Yeah.
So my dad, that was so fun. So tell
Thank
us,
you.
the store 251 ship globally, and how can people stay connected with your brand?
We ship globally.
Okay, nice.
So far we ship to United States, Canada, Europe,
Cool.
and we deliver from 3 to 5 working days.
Okay.
Thinking all things being equal,
Yeah.
no national holidays in any time zone.
Of course.
But we can also, if things happen, then we can push it to 7 working days.
Okay. Okay.
But how we stay connected is we have a newsletter subscription,
Oh, okay, cool.
so we email a lot of new things through that. And we're also available if they can send an email, they can message us on Facebook. We
Sure.
respond between 1 to 2 hours.
Okay.
So any questions they have, they can just send us an email. We also have a phone number on the website, but if they're from another country, they might not be able to,
To connect with that. Okay.
they if you don't want to be charged. So I recommend the Facebook messenger and also the email. We respond to emails really, really quickly.
And what's the email address
So
they
I
can connect with you with?
info at store251.com, and my personal email is m.assefa, ASSEFA, at store251.com.
Okay. And then the
Yeah.
Facebook page is just store251.com.
It is facebook.com /25 store251.com.
Store2.
Store251 only. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
We
And
also
then you
have
can sign up for your newsletter just by jumping on your website.
do that. They can also follow us on Instagram,
Okay, yeah.
also our Facebook page, Twitter page. They're all found on the right corner of our website. So they can also see if we have new products, what's coming soon, if we have any sales discounts, if we have any. Sometimes we offer free shipping for different seasons.
Okay.
So that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, that's great. Awesome. Well, this
Yeah.
is terrific. My dad, I want to extend my deepest gratitude to you for spending a bit of your very valuable time with me and the Gradient Dream Collective podcast listeners. You truly do exemplify the innate brilliance and moxie of Black women entrepreneurs globally. And I am honored to have gotten to know you just a little bit. So thank you for being here with us.
Thank you so much, Nia. It's been a pleasure, and I feel very honored that this is there are a few podcasts on your website, so it's a big honor to be part of that, and I look forward to the many guests that you're going to have in the future. I want to learn more.
Me too. That's why I'm doing it. I'm excited.
Yeah, you're doing great. A great job.
Thank you so
But,
much. Right. We'll talk very soon. Okay. Thank you.
yes, thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to the Gradient Global Collective podcast. Follow us and talk to us on Instagram at Gradient Global.